Have you ever had tonsil stones?
No, I've seen
do you know
so
what they are?
many. Yes, I've seen videos of them. There are very few things that can gross me out. Getting poop on my hand is one of them.
Okay.
Those like some hairless cats, and then tonsil stones.
Hairless cats are the only ones I can be around. I had a tonsil stone once when I was like 16, and I like popped it out.
Ugh.
And my mom was like, "Oh, you should smell it." And I didn't know what it was, so I smelled it. I threw up. But I've never had one since. But the other day, I thought I had one again. I don't get them chronically, like at all. Like I just thought I had one, and it feels like. Have you ever had like a fruit seed stuck in your throat?
I don't think so.
It just feels like something stuck in your throat.
Okay.
Not like phlegm, but like a singular tiny object. And it just kind of like tickles the back of your throat. It's not like a sore throat. It's like just a tickle, and it bothers you. So I came home and I like took a Q-tip and I was like moving my tonsils around to like just see, because you sometimes can't see them. You have to like kind of open them up a little bit. So I was like moving my tonsils around, and I accidentally jabbed right next to my uvula. I didn't like, not my uvula, but like right next to it, and it fucking cut the top of my mouth with the Q-tip. So now I have a giant sore in my throat, and now it really feels like I have a tonsil stone, because every time I like swallow, I can't feel it, but it tickles because of the sore. And it's just been like this for a week, and I'm ready to possibly maybe this be the last episode of the Learning Curve podcast, because I want to kill myself.
Was that the intro?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, I did not see that one coming.
I'm just giving the preamble that I might cough, because it feels like I have to cough something up. But
okay. Yeah, that's disgusting. I don't ever want to hear about your tonsil stones again.
You don't watch like the tonsil stone removal videos?
No.
What about blackhead removal videos?
No. Anything that has to deal with like, well, I guess not anything, because I'll watch like an amputation or like an organ transplant, but like, I don't know, things that are like,
do you have the
pus or like stones or like bacteria coming out of an orifice.
Wait, so you wouldn't watch like a kidney stone removal? Not like watching someone piss out a kidney stone?
I was about to say, that's just peeing.
No, like when they have to go in and get it.
Probably not, no.
It's actually pretty cool. They like send a little, like they stick a little thing up your kidney, whatever the little tube is.
Yeah.
And it goes up there, and then they shoot out a little like tip, and it expands into a net.
Yeah.
And then they like vibrate the rock until it breaks.
Breaks it up
and then they
into pieces,
pull it out.
yeah.
And then they pull it out.
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
You'd have to be asleep because they're shoving it up your urethra, but
I would fucking hope.
Or they just numb you.
No,
like
I want to be out.
Would you watch yourself get brain surgery?
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Because you don't, when they do brain surgery, you don't have to go to sleep.
Yeah.
They actually don't put you asleep for a reason, because they need to make sure that they're not rewiring the wrong things.
There's also something with like, there's no pain receptors in the actual like folds of your brain or some shit like that.
It's because your brain, you don't feel pain.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't feel pain.
Yeah.
Your nerves send a signal that says whatever's happening to this particular area in your body is doing damage, and then your brain makes up a feeling of pain.
Yeah.
And because your brain makes that feeling, your brain doesn't have those receptors, because the receptors aren't it wouldn't be feeding it back to anything.
Yeah.
But you can watch yourself. You can either not, like, they basically, all they do is they just put up like a little, like they shave you obviously, and then they just put like a little curtain over your half of your head essentially. But you can like watch it if you want. And
I feel like I would. I want to see what my brain looks like.
I would watch it after they get the skull cap off. I have a thing about crunching. I can't deal with it, because when I was 16, I got my wisdom teeth out. And they were like, oh, you can go to sleep or you can do it awake. And I was like, I've seen the videos of people when they go to sleep, and I'm not trying to say something that I don't want people to hear. And so I was like, no, I'll stay awake. They ended up giving me, I think, 24 Novocaine shots.
Damn.
Which, have you ever gotten Novocaine?
I don't know.
It goes in your gums.
Yes.
Like a shot.
Yeah.
It's the most painful shot ever.
Oh, yeah.
It hurts.
Having a needle stuck in my gums fucking sucks.
Yeah. And it feels good afterwards, because you can't feel anything, but you still feel the pinch no matter what, even when you have the Novocaine.
Yeah.
But they give you music to listen to while they do it. which is nice. And you can connect your own phone. Like this was in 2013, I think it was. So they were like, if you have your own phone, you can connect it and just like change the songs. Or if you want to like strap, they had like a thing where you can like strap your phone above where the light was, and you can like watch a TV show if you want while they worked on your mouth. And that's great, but you still feel the crunching of the teeth being pulled. So one of my teeth, they literally popped like a zit. There was no crunching. They like made a small like incision, and they like literally went in there and went like this, and it just came out. And it was like the first tooth, and they were like, "Oh, this is good. Your surgery is going to be over in like 45 minutes." And then the second tooth, they spent an hour and a half working on.
Hell yeah.
Because it was like compacted or something like that, and they basically had to like, they were like pulling it, and then it broke, and they were like, "Oops!" And then they were like, "Okay, time to saw it out." And I was like, "Oh, great." But yeah, I have a thing about crunching.
Yeah, I wouldn't probably not want to see my skull taken off of my head just for like
it's just because when you're numb, they don't have to be gentle to you.
Yeah.
Like when they give people open heart surgery, they don't go in with like a nice little saw for your rib cage and like zzz, and like, you know, pick them out. They literally take a bolt cutter and just like snap it in half. Like they don't have to be nice to you because you can't feel it.
Yeah. No.
And so it's just like, I wouldn't want to see them, because like when they do your head, they saw it, and then they just like take a chisel and hammer and just and like, you know.
Yeah, the tools we use in surgery, like you think they're supposed to be super precise and delicate. It's like they just go down to Ace Hardware and get some off the clearance shelf.
The surgery really hasn't changed. And that's the whole thing. I see a lot of movies where they do like surgery without anesthesia, and it's like, just hit him over the head. Like, why don't we do that? You know, have you seen the trailer? You probably have, because they did a huge marketing campaign for Warfare.
Nope.
The new it's one of the new Alex Garland movies. It's a movie about Iraq.
Okay.
And it's a recreation of a team. They go in. The premise is they go in. They're in Baghdad, and they go in and they get kind of pinned down. And so it's like this like escape movie, and it's a real time movie. So it's shot in real time. If that makes sense. So the movie is as long. It's a little bit longer because they have like an intro the night before, but when the actual plot happens, it's as long as the operation was.
Okay.
To show like that they were literally being fired upon for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it was written by Alex Garland and the main guy, like the main person in charge from that mission, and then they brought in all the other people who were still alive to like do it by memory. So there was no dramatization. It was just memory. If they couldn't remember something, they just like cut it from the film. It was it was good on like a technical level, but it was very much like, what was the point of this? Like, we get it. War is traumatizing. Nothing that hasn't been said before. But nonetheless, there's a point where one of the actors gets like shrapnel stuck in him, and he's like just screaming for like 30 minutes straight because an IED goes off. And it's like, they're like, we got to operate on him, and we got to like, you know, cut off his leg or whatever. And it's like, okay, instead of operating on him while he's screaming, just like kick him in the head, knock him out, and then work quickly.
I mean, I feel like that's just the worst idea.
Why?
Because this person is already like,
I mean, they gave
trauma.
They gave him 3 EpiPens of morphine at this point. That seems a little more unsafe. Because when you have morphine, you start to relax, and then your body gives out.
Yeah. Another good reason to not also give him a concussion.
I didn't say give him. I said knock him out.
You said hit him over the head so he passes out.
Okay, fine. Choke him out. I don't know. Just put him to sleep for a few minutes.
Anyways, back to what I was trying to say 5 minutes ago. Okay. I would not want to see the skull cap taken off, because I feel like if I saw that, I would start freaking out. I'd be cool if no mirror, and then they just show me my brain, and they're like, "This is your brain." I can rationalize that.
What, they just take it out and walk it over in front of you? And
no,
go, Here you go.
No. I said the mirror. They got the mirror.
Okay.
Like, but the whole remove the top of your head part, I don't want to see that.
How are you with like gory movies?
I don't care.
You're not squeamish about it?
No.
Okay,
we saw that fucking Halloween movie, right? And
That's a slasher. That's not the type of movie I'm talking about. I'm talking like you ever seen Saw?
Yeah.
Which ones?
The first one.
Just the first one.
Yeah.
So they get progressively more. Like it's a. The movie itself is to show off like stunts and like prosthetics and special effects. Like that's kind of the art of it all. So in the newest one of the traps is that a girl has to perform brain surgery on herself.
Okay. How? Is she given like an instruction book? Is she a brain surgeon?
Yes. So essentially, she has. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. She either has a mirror and a screen that shows her how to do it, and then the mirror to watch herself do it, or she has a mirror or 2 screens, one that shows her like what to do or gives her instructions, and then one where she can see herself, like she has to like reach above her head, like so she's doing it either way inverted.
Okay.
Because she has to like do that, but she has to saw her own head and everything. But the kicker is that if she fails to do it, the fucking buzzsaw is gonna come and bisect her head like right at her eyes. She fails. But yeah.
Why did she have to do brain surgery on herself? What was she trying to operate on?
I think
Jigsaw identify a cancerous mass in her brain when he kidnapped her?
So this is the weird thing. So you've only seen Saw 1.
Yeah.
So the Saws, except for Saw 9, are in succession.
Yeah.
And John, spoilers if you haven't seen the Saw series, John dies in 3. So Jigsaw is not around after 3.
Yeah, I know he dies, but then he
has
comes
like
back.
He's like a phantom. Like he's not like a ghost, but he has like a videos that he like posthumously releases.
Yeah.
11 for some reason it takes place between 1 and 2.
Perfect.
And so the funny thing is that in 3, the reason that they abduct people starts to get a little bit more wonky. It's like this person jaywalked. It's like, okay. In 11 it gets real like dark because it's like, oh, this person like straight up scam people. They basically kidnap Elizabeth Holmes.
Okay.
Like she like marketed like a brain cancer or whatever John has because he has cancer. And he goes to Mexico and it's fake. It's just completely fake. So he like kidnaps the entire staff and everyone involved in it and does that. And so I think he puts like a bomb in her head or something like that, if I remember correctly. And he has to like, and she has to like remove it or it's going to go off. And then he like is like, never mind. You're just going to get sawed in half. Like it's so kooky. But yeah, just reminds me of that brain surgery on yourself, which is possible.
Yeah, I suppose.
Would you do brain surgery on yourself?
No.
Would you listen to this episode of the Learning Curve podcast?
Maybe. All right. So, in true me fashion.
Who's you?
That's a good question. Who am I?
Lord on her new album.
Yeah.
Lord, my bad. Lord on their new album.
Did Lord put her pussy on the cover?
Their pussy on the cover. Yes, they did.
Oh.
No, I don't know. I don't know if Lord goes by they. Just there's a lyric in the thing that's like, sometimes I feel like a man, sometimes I'm a woman.
Oh, okay.
But yes, the vinyl is on the way. So I will send you a picture of the Lord pussy.
Is it actually Lord's pussy?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it's like
because I saw a TikTok of someone just like opening it in a Target or whatever, and they were like, "Oh my god!" And then they closed it. And
did you see the full picture or no?
No, I haven't seen.
She's wearing like clear plastic pants.
Okay.
And so you can see like her pubes, and you can see like a little bit of her pussy, but it's like there's a zipper in front of it.
Okay.
So it's like it.
So it's not as intense as people were making it seem?
It's not like she's sitting out there with her fingers spreading it for everyone to see. You know, she's not inviting the cameras to go in.
Okay.
It's provocative.
I'm so tired. I
can introduce you if you want.
Uh, I'm Bodhi, aka Shrinky Dink, aka Tired.
I'm recovering still. But you're also the birthday boy.
Oh yeah,
You had a birthday this week.
I did. I'm Kurt Cobain age. Put a shotgun in my mouth. A cupcake.
I got you a cupcake.
Wow. You have a lighter?
I do. This has been sitting here for...
I don't know how I didn't notice it when I walked in.
It wasn't there. It was when you were setting up OBS.
Oh,
Make a wish.
yay.
Hooray!
I wish to see Iron Man.
I wish to...
Hell yeah, thank you.
I can put it back
I
over
don't.
here.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't want to hold this the whole time. But I will eat it later. I promise. Yeah, I had a present for you, but then I left it at home. So
Why do you have a present for me? My birthday's not for another month.
it wasn't from me. It was from Joe.
My birthday's still not from another month.
So yeah, in true. Wait, what's your name?
I said I'm recovering.
Oh, okay. In true me fashion, I was very busy this week. Okay, I had a lot of shit going on. It was my birthday. It was my girlfriend's birthday. I had to get ready for people to come over yesterday. We went shopping on Thursday. It was just a busy ass week for me. I didn't really know what I wanted to talk about this week since we're now doing the whole like I lead you lead thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to talk about the Killdozer. Do you know who that is?
Oh, the guy who got like mad at like some sewage regulation and
Yeah. I was gonna go into that, but then I was like, everyone knows about the Killdozer. A lot of people also know about this guy as well. How much you know about Liver King?
Only what Joe has sent me.
Only what Joe has sent you? Okay.
I do know that his name is Brian Johnson, which is the same name as the guy who is obsessed with his son's boner.
Yep, Brian Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about the Liver King a little bit because he recently got arrested for making terroristic threats towards Joe Rogan, which we will get to later in the episode.
Trump caught making terroristic threats towards Elon Musk. Hitler caught making terroristic threats towards Mussolini.
So
do you know he's like 29?
Mussolini? He's dead.
No, the Liver King.
He is not 29.
He's in his 20s, I'm pretty sure.
No, he's not. He was born in 1978.
Oh. Someone told me he was in his 20s.
Someone just likes fucking lying.
I believe everything that everyone tells me.
He was born on a naval station in Puerto Rico. Okay, I didn't know that. So
y'all mind if a white boy gets Puerto Rican with it?
In 2020, something happened. The world was in disarray.
I was on a yoga retreat in the depth of the Mojave Desert.
Okay, Jared Leto. Isn't he a pedophile now?
Jared Leto?
Yeah.
He's always been.
Or a Nazi or
allegedly,
something? What
no,
came
he's
out?
very liberal. He's very liberal. He's a very vote blue.
Okay, yeah, cut a liberal, fascist bleed, blah, blah, blah. What did you send me the other day that...
people have been making allegations that he targets like super young girls like all the time, and now I guess people are just taking it serious. It's one of those things where it's kind of like, we knew this, like what do we...
Yeah, I hate Jared Leto, so guilty until proven innocent. Yeah, so 2020, the world is in disarray. No one decided to trust science anymore.
Why? What happened?
A lot of people started taking horse medicine to try and fight the coronavirus.
Do you remember when Trump got up on stage and suggested people drink bleach?
Yeah.
I really, really wish more people would have taken him up on that, because we probably wouldn't be right here right now if it were for that.
So, because of very popular figures just saying vaccines give you the gay, we had people like the Liver King pop up into the quagmire. He's not the first person to do this, but his whole thing was around like the raw meat diet. Just straight anything that comes from an animal, do not cook it, eat it. I'm talking testicles. I'm talking the liver, which he got popular off of. He ate an entire liver raw. I'm talking just like stomach, intestines, the brain. He was eating all of it.
The thing is that there are probably cuisines throughout the entire world in which these items are eaten raw.
Yeah.
However, they are probably carefully selected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such as like the I don't know what it's called, the fish out in Japan, where like if you cook it the wrong, or the sushi, if you prepare it the wrong way, you get the poison sac and you die.
Oh yeah, that's just blowfish.
Yeah.
That's not like,
it's like but it's carefully selected, and it's prepared expertly.
Yeah.
Not by some guy roided out of his mind.
Yeah. So his whole thing was eat raw meat and follow my 9 tenets, which I have his 9 tenets from theliverking.com. I cannot click this button that says embrace the tenets. I think it got decoded when he got into shit. But his 9 tenets, so I don't know how deep he goes into these. I can't explain them any further.
Website have the aesthetic of those drug ads. That's like, would you do it?
This looks like something that I would see in like a movie about chasing down a cult or something. This looks like the front page of a cult. His 9 tenets are sleep, eat, move, shield, connect, cold, sun, fight, bond.
Destiny tutorial.
Sleep, eat, move. Fine. Yeah.
Shield, sure.
Get plenty of sleep.
Shield, I agree with shield. But what are you shielding from? Does it expand?
Eat food, move, exercise. Yeah, good. Shield, no idea what that means.
Are there any explanations, or is it just
I can't click the button to see. So
gotcha.
So shield.
Okay.
Oh wait, I can click it. I can click on each of the tenets individually.
Oh,
okay,
thank
perfect.
God. I need to know what shield says.
Sleep. The first ancestral tenet is sleep because it trumps everything else. It's the time when the body and brain detox, recover, rebuild, and restore. Okay, not insane. Makes sense. That's true.
Just biological facts.
The second ancestral tenet is eat because we evolved eating the whole animal. Well, I don't think any animal eats the whole animal. It's normally like
that's a horrible.
The main predator would eat the parts that it wants, and then like the scavengers just pick whatever's left over because they're scavengers.
There's that, and a lot of Native American tribes will use the whole animal. Yeah, but they don't eat the whole animal. They just make sure not to waste the animal. Everything has a purpose.
Yeah. Move. There's a mismatch between our physical activity we experience in the modern world and our ancestral environment. This is almost as big a mismatch as is diet. That's why the third ancestral tenet is move.
Nothing about exercise. I don't understand.
Yeah, so essentially what it's trying to say is back in the Roman era, you woke up 5,000 push-ups first thing, then you sprinted down to the Colosseum, and then while you were watching 2 dudes kill each other, you were doing jumping jacks. There were no fat people. Everybody was insanely shredded all the time.
Could it have been that there was 4 things to eat back then?
Yeah.
Also, I need people to understand the Spartans were aesthetically cool, and that's about it. They were not good. They were not spectacular.
Next tenet is shield. So finally, some explanation here. The fourth ancestral tenet is shield, because we need to avoid dangers just like our early ancestors did. But instead of running from lions, nowadays we run from seed oils, excessive Wi-Fi, EMFs, and man-made poisons. So here I was just going to speculate. Shield is like, take some vitamins. Make sure you're up to date on your vaccines. But he is expressly anti-vaccine. I
would expect that would have gone to like a aura thing, like make sure like astrology essentially. Seed oils is just fucking kill. I don't know anyone who eats seed. I have sunflower oil actually in my cabinet. I don't know anyone who eats seed oil. Like, it's not
is olive
thing.
Oil a seed oil? Is an olive a seed?
No.
But you can
olives
plant an
have
olive
pits.
And get more.
Olives. So do fruits. But people eat fruit. Like, well, actually, no, these guys don't eat fruit. That's the problem. You ever seen these guys eat? It's like fucking like unseasoned ground beef, scrambled eggs, honey, and avocado. And it's like, that's what I feed Havoc.
Also, in what world are we running from a lion? Like, you can run from a lion. You're not going to survive. The lion will catch you. Like, you don't just run from a lion. Like, you just run a little bit and then the lion catches you.
I don't know.
We are not gazelles.
It just...
That's why we had fucking cities and shit to protect us from the lions.
The funny thing, too, is that seed oil is only good for, like, 2 things, and frying is not one of them. So it's like the food that we consume, just... It's just like... I don't know. I don't know.
Also, I want you to keep in mind the man-made poisons line that will come into relevance later.
Gotcha.
His 5th ancestral tenet is connect. Our early ancestors were in constant contact with the earth 24/7, 365. So he's saying, walk around barefoot, do not be outside. We never invented floor until the Industrial Revolution.
Have you ever seen Dual Survival?
No.
Okay, it's a show on Discovery. It was my favorite Discovery show. I actually still kind of watch it now because I'm kind of addicted. So the premise, it's one of those survival shows.
Okay.
And the premise is that they took 2 guys, stranded them out in like a scenario, out in like various like environments to see if they could like kind of jimmy rig a way to get back to civilization. And the idea is that it was kind of common everyday scenarios that people get stranded in. So the series was led by an ex-SEAL and like a survival guy from Arizona. The guy from Arizona refused to wear shoes. Like the entire series, even when they were like, there was like a scenario where they were like, we're stranded on Everest, and he's like barefoot in shorts and a t-shirt up on Everest, and it's like, that would not be the scenario. Like, in what scenario do I need to learn to make shoes on Everest? Like, I'm not going to Everest barefoot. Like, but that was his whole philosophy, was if you don't wear shoes, you look where you're walking and you'll be more aware of your environment. And it's like, I can do that while I wear shoes. You know that, right? Like
you can just do that.
I am able-bodied enough to be in the environment also and turn my head. I'm not Michael Keaton in a Batman suit.
Yeah, also in the event I am looking to make sure I don't step on anything over here, I step on a nail over there, guess what? I got shoes on. Yeah. Like, that will help immensely. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th tenet is cold. Comfort is not good for the organism. That is why the 6th ancestral tenet is get cold.
Okay, you know what? He might be onto something here. I'm not gonna lie. I take cold showers.
I mean,
and I have to say,
but he's not saying take cold showers. He's just saying comfort is not good. So don't be comfortable. Sleep on a rock for a pillow.
Is it beta to have a comfy bed? That cancels out the first tenet.
The first one of sleep? Yeah.
You have to be comfortable to sleep. Well, I guess you don't. But
yeah, so this guy in his mansion in the woods was never comfortable because he was just always cold.
Okay.
Next one is sun. The 7th ancestral tenet is sun for the natural production of vitamin D. This prevents tooth decay, increases immunity, and improves overall health.
Pause.
Are you Googling what the sun is?
I want to see if vitamin D affect. I don't think that's right.
I don't think it does either.
No, it does.
Oh.
Well, according to Google AI, because nothing cannot be AI anymore.
Yeah.
Vitamin D plays a crucial role in maintaining good oral health, including protecting teeth from decay. Oh, okay. I actually agree with that. You should get sunlight.
Did that Google AI just pull the answer off this website? Because you know how that shit just aggregates data from like whatever the first couple links are?
Well, see, here's the whole thing. The top link, this is cited from the NIH.
Okay.
But the NIH is currently headed by RFK. But I could see that. I always thought vitamin D was skin and energy.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't think about it as teeth. I always thought calcium and fluoride were teeth, but that makes sense. I agree with that.
I mean,
Go
I
out
guess
in the
there's
sun.
multiple things that, getting sun isn't bad. Being constantly in the sun, depending on your complexion, maybe not the best idea.
For anyone, actually.
Yeah.
It's
true.
just if you have melanin?
Yeah.
Melanin, not melatonin.
Yeah.
Melanin, you're
You're
just
a bit more resistant
to the
stuff.
long-term effects, yeah.
The eighth tenet. The eighth ancestral tenet is fight. Take real risks and find opportunities to thrive in the modern world.
Doesn't sound like a fight. It sounds like the eighth tenet might be risk.
Yeah.
Or like persevere. I don't know. Not fight. Like I expected him to be like kill someone. Like
The ninth ancestral tenet is bond. Embrace the power of connection, support, and traditions to enhance your well-being. So,
really the only one here that was kind of crazy is the barefoot one. And
the connect.
Yeah. And the shield.
Yeah.
The other 7 seem
there's like reasonableness behind them.
Again, cult leaders tend to make general statements. I mean, one of the things for Scientology was, have you ever had a bad day?
Yeah.
Scientology's for you. Like,
yeah. So you follow those 9 tenets, you can look like this. I'm gonna put a picture of Peak Liver King here.
His mugshot.
No, I'll put that up later. So yeah, he popped off in 2020. At peak, I believe he had 6.1 million followers on TikTok, 113.2 million likes on. Oh wait, YouTube last updated today. 1.21 million subscribers, 80.9 million views.
Oh,
or no, sorry, both of these numbers were updated today.
Updated as in like it was updated on whatever source you're looking at. Not like he posted a YouTube video
just pulls from the API.
Okay,
I
thought you meant that he like posted a video today, and I was like in jail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he didn't post today. He vehemently pushed the raw meat diet and said you can get this physique by following my 9 tenets and eating raw meat, nothing else. Have you ever seen a picture of him when he's at peak?
I've only seen pictures of him looking extremely frazzled. He does have a very like lean, muscular body, but I know why, and I think we'll get to that eventually for those.
That's him when he's peak.
See, here's the thing. The receding hairline has to stop.
What do you mean?
Look,
like you just want to get rid of male pattern baldness?
Yes. Like, don't be... This is the whole thing. Don't have a nice body, but be ugly in the face. Like, it's just, it doesn't work for me. Like, you're automatically less credible. You have all this money to be fucking running a sham fitness empire and you can't get fucking hair plugs. Go to Turkey. Like, I don't know what to say. Some celebrities read the room and some celebrities don't. He needs to go to Turkey. Also, the beard needs to be shaved.
Yeah.
Bring it back. Run it a little bit back.
So he was born in Puerto Rico on an Air Force base. Father was in the Air Force. And he claims he was active in sports growing up, particularly BMX. Undersized for his age, had a bad speech impediment that required expensive speech therapy, got punched in the back of the head one time and got knocked out. That's pretty much all we know about his early life.
Can I say something controversial?
Uh-huh.
We need to rein in the definition of a sport. I don't think BMX counts as a sport. I get that you're riding a bike, and I get that you do cool tricks with it. But, like, I don't think it's a sport.
It is so intense. You want to deny a sport to something? Golf. The fuck you do? You just spend a lot of money and then go walk on some grass.
I've never called golf a sport. I call it a recreational activity.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Because I don't golf competitive. Well, I do golf competitively. I don't golf for like exercise. I've never like been like, ooh, it's good exercise.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's not.
I ride a cart around. I literally drive my cart up to the ball. Like,
yeah, you have one of the most unhealthy looking blobs constantly golfing every other day, and he still looks like an unhealthy blob.
Are you talking about Donald Trump?
Yes.
Yeah.
Only thing golf has going for it that I would maybe start to consider it a sport is that one clip of George Bush.
No, we'll get those terrorists. Now watch this drive.
Yeah. And then he just fucking and sends that shit.
Sometimes golf is cool. Sometimes you see like a real good like highlight reel at like the Masters. You see like a good shot, but it's I don't know. I guess BMX could be a sport. I count skateboarding as a sport, but I don't know. Like, you know how India is a subcontinent?
Mm-hmm.
I would say like skateboarding, BMX. What else? I don't know. I think cheerleading's more of a sport than BMX.
I feel like anything that puts a physical strain on your body.
I've never seen a BMX person train.
Okay, well, you're just not looking. You just think they just hop on a bike and they just know how to bomb a hill and like drive through a fucking forest and shit?
Wait, okay, hold on. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. What is when you take a bike to a skate park?
That's BMX.
Is that different from riding like through a forest?
It's like all the same thing.
Oh. Okay, then yeah, BMX.
Yeah, BMX is
then
like...
you've checkmated me on the air. Yeah, I do. I do think that BMX is a sport then. I know those were two different things.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just called BMX because like you can skate to like travel someplace, like you can skate down the street, or you can go to a skate park and do tricks. Like it's like a multifaceted. It's all called skating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Liver King attended Texas Tech University, majored in biochemistry, relocated to Houston to pursue a job as a pharmaceutical rep. Prior to that, he worked supporting his wife's dental practice.
A pharmaceutical rep?
Yeah.
And he doesn't want you taking a vaccine?
Yeah. Grifter. He is against man-made poisons, but he says, buy my supplements. My company is called Heart and Soil. We use animal-based diet proponent. Whatever the fuck that means.
Means like omega-3s, but...
Maybe.
It just pisses me off. It's like the whole like, don't eat processed foods. And it's like every food is processed.
Yeah.
If you were not picking an apple off of a tree and eating it, that is processed. And to be quite frank, the seed was probably processed that planted that tree. But it's like, what do you mean? It's the same thing with GMOs. That really pisses me. Like, everything is a genetically modified organism because we only pick the right ones that's genetically modifying it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So yeah, Liver King is very hated in the scientific community for telling people to eat raw meat, right?
Right.
That was his whole thing. He was just insane. Every video I saw of him popping up was just ridiculous. He would eat, you know how
he was a raw milk guy too, right?
Probably.
I could have sworn I've seen him like chug a thing of milk and it was just disturbing to watch.
Yeah, a lot of people came out and were like, do not eat raw meat like this. This is very risky. Like, you can get, let's look up some diseases you can get from eating raw
Botulism,
meat.
dysentery.
Yeah. Diseases
Salmonella.
From eating raw meat.
Did you know you can get botulism from rice?
Any of this. From rice?
Yes. If you leave rice out too long, it can grow botulinum toxin.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So if you're cooking rice, leave it out 45 minutes until it's cool to the touch, and then it has to go right in the fridge. Put it in the fridge too hot, it will also grow botulinum toxin.
Okay, I don't know how to say this word.
Let me see.
Common pathogens in raw meat. Yeah, Salmonella, Clostridium perfringens, E. coli, Listeria,
Yeah, Listeria's a good one.
monocytogenes, and Campylobacter. And then one that starts with like a T. Trichinosis is evidently a really big one you can get from eating raw meat. Trichinosis is a parasitic foodborne disease caused by eating raw or undercooked meats, particularly pork products, infested with the larvae of a type of roundworm.
Ew.
So yeah. In what was it, 2022? 3 years ago? Yeah. The Liver King was dethroned. Some emails leaked.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know where we're going with this.
And this guy who tenant number, what was it? 4?
Shield.
5? Yeah.
Shield is 4.
Yeah. Man-made poisons. Don't take them unless they are performance-enhancing drugs. So, an email came out dated June 29th, 2021. Subject, confidentiality. So, that really worked. It
reminds me of my old job. We had to send encrypted emails, and the command for it in Outlook is bracket encrypt bracket. And it would actually work. It would send an encrypt email, but it was just so stupid. Like there was no just like encrypt button. You had to physically like say please encrypt.
Yeah. So this is confidential. Don't go sharing it with people. This email reads, "So stoked. Thank you. What's a good day and time for you to have our consultation? I live in the Republic of Texas, in parentheses, Houston. So I am CST/CDT. I believe that's 12 hours behind you." He's talking about time zones to somebody.
I live in the Bay Area, parentheses, Milpitas.
Milpitas?
Milpitas.
What the hell is that?
The city in the East Bay.
Oh, I get what you're saying. So yeah, he lives in the Republic of Houston, approximately 12 hours behind whoever he's talking to. This is an absolute priority for me, so I will cancel almost anything planned to make this happen with you. My preferred times are 7 a.m., 8 a.m., or 9 a.m. on Wednesday CST, but could easily do 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. almost any evening.
Wait, the person's 12 hours behind him, or he's 12 hours behind them?
The Liver King is 12 hours behind whoever this is.
So like East Europe? Possibly Moscow?
Possibly, yeah.
London is 8 hours ahead.
Yeah, like
from Pacific, so 6 hours from Central.
So yeah, so like the Eastern Bloc,
maybe
over there, maybe Asia, like the beginnings of it.
Moscow, the Baltics, possibly like East Germany.
Yeah.
Stalin.
Yeah, Liver King was emailing Joseph Stalin. Yeah, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna skip all the bullshit about the time. So let's dig right in. As it relates to my goals, I'm the face of several brands, including ancestral supplements, and I've just hired a team to build the Liver King brand with the goal of 1 million followers by March 2022.
Is he using as a millions thing?
Maybe. 1 million followers. He wants to be the first person in the world to reach a quadrillion followers on TikTok. I don't know. I think it's just a typo.
I think, well, either that or he's using it as an abbreviation for million, but that's like a chemistry abbreviation, I think.
If it's in chemistry, I would think it's just millimeter.
1 millimeter followers.
1 millimeter of followers. I'm pouring ridiculous resources into making this happen, including hosting a video guy that will be living at my guest house and a film crew that will be filming 7 days a month. Stated, I have to stay in great fucking shape year round. Maybe take 1 to 2 months off per year. Here's a clip of where I'm currently at, and then a link to his Instagram. I've been working out for 35 years. I know how to eat, thank God, train, and rest and recover. I even have a hard shell hyperbaric chamber at my house. But as I've reached my mid-40s, it's getting harder and the back fat fucking kills me. To support these exhaustive efforts, I've recently started taking Omnitrope, the 5.8 milligram vials from Empower Pharmacy, $11K USD per month for my new dose, which is 4 vials per week, 16 vials per month. Now, Omnitrope, believe it or not, is a steroid.
What did he mean by back fat?
He's saying like he's been training 35 years, whatever, as he's getting older, as people do. If you've ever seen like peak Arnold and then current Arnold, your body slows down. It's harder for him to start burning off like any excess fat he has in his back, and it's pissing him off.
Okay.
Yeah, Omnitrope is a daily injection treatment that contains HGH. It's designed to help people with certain growth hormone related disorders. Yeah, it just looks like an EpiPen.
Wait,
essentially.
HGH?
Yeah, human growth hormone.
I'm like 90% sure my uncle and my cousin went on a diet like that, but they did drops.
They did drops?
Yeah,
it might be just
if my uncle was alive, I'd text him and ask him. But he was like doing these drops. I forget what it was called, but basically you did these drops and then you eat a certain way and you like lost all this weight. I don't know what the drops were made of, but the diet was like you can have 1 Triscuit. Like effectively, it was like you may have 1 Triscuit for lunch.
Your uncle was a guinea pig for Ozempic.
He did lose a lot of weight. But then he gained it back and got diabetes.
Yeah, that's what happens with Ozempic. You just fucking, you stop taking it, all of your weight just shoots back on.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's because you're not, that's the whole thing, because they're not working out. They're just like...
Yeah, they're just taking the thing.
That's why I don't believe in diets either.
Yeah.
Because it's like the second you cut out carbs and start eating carbs again, your body's just going to not know how to process them. Like...
Yeah. So yeah, Omnitrope is meant for children when they are having growth issues. You just give them some growth hormone so their body can grow. What was the normally human growth hormone, HGH?
I think they give that to people who are transitioning too. I want to say.
I mean, human growth hormone is to make you like grow. I
think they give it to trans men. Google what
they give trans men HGH. I mean, I think they just give trans men is when you are going from woman to man, right?
Correct. It's
yeah. I think they just give them testosterone. No.
Oh, GAHT. Sorry.
GAHT. They give
gender affirming hormone therapy, and they just give them testosterone. You're correct. Yeah, but there's like an it might just be whatever like because you know how like it'll be like you'll get like a prescription like Havoc takes fluoxetine, but fluoxetine is Prozac.
Yeah.
So his bottle says fluoxetine for Prozac. I think it's one of those things. Like whatever the like official like chemical compound is it has like a HT something, whatever. It just sounds super similar.
Okay. So yeah, this guy who's preaching naturality and staying away from man-made poisons is on $11,000 of gear per month.
How much? It can't cost that much.
He's taking 16 vials a week. How much is one Omnitrope cost?
Way too many people do
vial.
way too many people do steroids for it to cost that much.
Prices start at $4,854.34
per vial.
Yep.
Holy shit! It's not surprising, I guess, when you think about the pharmaceutical industry.
Omnitrope 5.8 milligram discount prices at U.S. pharmacies start at $3.30 per each one vial. Okay, so never mind. It's $3.30 per vial.
But he's still taking how many vials a week?
He said he was taking 16 a month.
16 a month, so $3.30 times 16.
$52.80. So he's probably getting like some more premium shit because this says it's from like a discount.
He's getting like middle income paycheck.
Omnitrope was between $350 to $400 per vial. Testing will vary by clinic. Mine was $900. So yeah, I guess it just depends where you get it from. I
guess you can get it from your insurance too.
Yeah, I don't think any insurance company is covering steroids.
If you tell them,
hey, I need this hormone that's used to help children develop.
No, you can basically tell your insurance company, don't tell them I told you this. You can basically tell your insurance company, like, if I don't get this like gender affirming care or like this like body affirming care, I'm gonna kill myself. And then they like have to like give it to you essentially.
So you're just using the girlfriend strat?
Yeah.
That's hella funny.
Like essentially, because I've read stories about it, like typically cosmetic surgery is not like covered under your insurance, or you have to have like a special type of insurance for it to be covered. But if you go to them and you're like, this is causing me like mental agony, they would rather just pay the one-time fee of $10,000 for the surgery versus having to pay for your therapy that is mandated to be covered.
Okay.
Like for you to continue going to therapy.
Insurance.
Yeah.
I promise. If I do not get this Adderall, I'm going to blow my head off.
Well, see, that's the whole thing. You got to like really tiptoe around that, right? Because when I started therapy, like they don't like to give you therapy effectively. Yeah. And so I had to go to them and I had to effectively be like, I'm not going to kill myself, but I do think I should go to therapy. And then they were like, why do you think you should go to therapy? And then you have to like find a way to like,
I've thought about killing myself.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you don't say like, I'm going to kill myself, or else they'll fucking lock you up.
11K USD per month from a new dose, which is 4 vials per week, 16 vials per month. I don't know if this shit is grossly underdosed or what, but I've been taking 2 vials per week, and my IGF-1 is only at 139. See recent labs below. What is IGF-1? You
know what this email's written like? You know when you're playing like a game, like a video game, and it's like kind of like a detective, or you know, you pick up like a letter that you find and it like reads it out. It's written like that. Like it's written like an NPC letter.
Yeah. IGF-1 is insulin-like growth factor 1, hormone similar in molecular structure to insulin, which plays an important role in childhood growth and has anabolic effects in adults. So,
okay.
My IGF-1 is only at 139. My doctor told me that I could double it in an effort to get to the upper 200s, low 3s. She thinks I could be a hyper non-responder. I'm wondering if taking a fuckload of other peptides could be confounding the results and possibly interfering with efficacy. For instance, here's what I'm currently taking. IGF-1 LR, been taking this for a year. So on top of the HGH he's taking, he's also taking this like insulin type molecule that's also supposed to make children grow. Anything that can make a child grow, he's just injecting it into his child-sized quads.
I mean, yeah.
CJC with IMAP, been taking this for a year. Ibutamorin, been taking this for 2 months. Omnitrope, been taking this for 6 weeks. Test CYP 0.6 cc per week. Cruise dose. Deca 0.6 cc per week, been taking this for 3 weeks. Winstrol 50 milligrams per day, just started this, been taking this for 3 weeks.
A lot of these words are confusing me because they're super big, you know, medical terms or medical products. but correct me if I'm wrong, he might have said this. Perhaps it is the fucking cocktail of drugs that you are taking that are canceling each other out. Like,
I mean, I think they're all just the same thing, just like in different. Because like human growth hormone is different from IGF, but they both do the same thing.
well, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, when people like CrossFit people, like they do these like crazy workouts, and it's like, yeah, I mean, if you do 45 sets of throwing the barbell above your head and catching it, at some point it's not going to be effective anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's just tiring you out and your muscles are atrophied.
Yeah.
Or it's like, you know, like me, I didn't know this until someone pointed out to me, like I take fiber every morning and I also take my prep. You cannot take your prep if you take your fiber.
They just zero each other out or what?
It basically like speeds up your digestion, and then your body doesn't absorb the prep and like allow it to take effect. So I have to take all of my pills that I take in the morning before I take my fiber, and give them like an hour or two to like
work themselves through.
Get into my system, and then I can take my fiber.
Well, the thing with people that are on steroids is like you try steroids for the first time and it's like, oh man, this is great. My muscles are growing so fast. I look fantastic.
But they just deflate.
Yeah.
Do they not?
If you stop taking it, yeah.
Is it true?
And then your body, like...
Is it true that your balls shrink?
Depends on the type of steroid you take.
Okay, so it is
yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, like the old school ones, they would. Yeah, your balls would like kind of shrivel up a little bit.
I got danglers. I don't want those to go away.
The new school ones, I think that's less of an issue. But yeah, so you start taking the steroids, your body's responding well to it, you keep taking it, eventually you kind of hit a wall with it. It's like same thing as like any type of drug. Like you can keep fucking railing lines of coke, eventually that's not going to be enough for you, so you start shooting up.
You know that coke can collapse your nasal wall or something like that, like to the point where you would need to get like an artificial nose.
Yeah, any type of like powder.
That's super scary.
Yeah,
that's like I don't even want, like I'm not even worried about the coke rage. Like I'm worried about that happening to me on my first time doing coke. I've never done coke before, by the way. Just
the
anyone
first time
listening,
you do it, your nose just falls off
like
your
it's
face.
a fucking. I'm scared.
No, you have to like habitually do it for years for that to happen, because it'll start like burning holes in the cartilage in the middle of your nose.
Yeah, I was real scared. Like I'm real scared that I'm gonna end up like Michael Jackson. Not the pedophilia allegations, but the nose thing.
The Voldemort allegations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different hormones.
It just can't be. There has to be something in there that cancels it out. That has to be what it is.
I don't know.
Okay.
My blood sugar every morning, it's around 74, and insulin are great because I'm metabolically fit as fuck, or so I think. Some docs think my insulin is too low, but I think it's because I'm very insulin sensitive because I work out like a fucking maniac, i.e. I train twice a day, 6 days a week, and walk 10 to 12 miles on my rest day. Can you help me dial in the PED and growth hormone protocol to maximize results? You will see that my healthy labs back on 512 look pretty good, except IGF and GH are always non-existent. My recent lab shows some serious concerns, probably the Winstrol, but we're discontinuing that in 2 weeks anyways. SHBD, lipids, E2 are all fucked, but aside from my joints, I feel pretty good. I'm 5 foot 7 inches, lean, 43 years old. I did not know he was 5'7".
All fitness influencers are.
Yeah, that's fair.
And look, this is not a dig on short people. I love my short people. I really, really do. Tall people can't grow muscles like that. It's not natural. Like I've never seen a buff. I've seen someone with a little bit of muscle or like toned, like, you know, over like 6'2". But once you get to like 6'3", 6'4", you don't get to grow, you know, those types of muscles. Because you already, if you're over, I think if you're like over 6'4", you have to eat like 3,000 to like 4,000 calories a day. Imagine trying to bulk up like that. You'd have to eat like 12,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
me drinking 6 of the Baskin Robbins Oreo shakes.
The ones with fucking crawfish in them.
Do they have crawfish in them?
Oh, you've never seen that? Let me see. Baskin Robbins. It was an Oreo shake, if I remember right. Oreo milkshake nutrition packs. Yeah, so nutrition pack, serving size, 1 serving, 32 fluid ounce of the chocolate Oreo shake large from Baskin Robbins. 2,600 calories. Calories from fat, 1,220. Total fat, 135 grams, 208% of your recommended average. Saturated fat, 59 grams. Trans fat, 2.5 grams. Cholesterol, 185 milligrams. Sodium, 1,770 milligrams. Total carbohydrates, 333 grams.
Hell of a pump. Hell of a pump.
Dietary fiber, 13 grams. Sugar, 263 grams. He's talking about pump protein, 38 grams.
For 2,000 calories, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's real not good. My protein bars that have 150 calories have 30 grams of protein in them. Like,
this is the allergy data on the shake. Contains no eggs, no fish.
How does a milkshake contain no eggs? Pause.
No tree nuts.
Wait, pause. How does a milkshake contain no eggs? Egg yolks are the main ingredient of ice cream base.
I don't fucking know. I don't know how to make
They're
ice cream.
They're feeding us squirrel nuggets, man.
What this milkshake does contain is wheat, soy, milk, and crustaceans. So I guess they use the crustaceans in place of the egg.
Ugh. Good thing I never got that. I probably would have had an allergic reaction.
I've had those before. They are pretty good, I will say. Felt fucking miserable
the Oreo
afterwards.
Milkshakes?
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things. It's kind of like taking a shot because it's such a small amount of food. I mean, 32 ounces is a pretty decent amount of milkshake, but like you're not scarfing down a whole pizza.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not eating 6 cinnamon rolls. You're just drinking a drink.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine it's one of those things where you drink it and then you finish. You're like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then like 10 minutes later, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to shit my brains out.
So that email ends up getting leaked. Everyone is like, what? Liver King is on steroids? I couldn't believe it. And instantly people hate him.
The 35, 37-year-old guy with 0% body fat is on steroids and a receding hairline.
Yeah.
There's a guy at my gym who comes in and he has like 0% body fat. And he's not like super bulky, but like Marvel kind of bulky. 0% body fat, not 0%, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's super low, a sub 10 for sure. Only does the elliptical. And it's like, I know what you are.
So he ends up getting outed for using steroids. Oh, who'd have thought? Right?
Yeah.
He posts a video on YouTube called Liver King Confession ... I lied. He in the video says, before social media, I was rich and anonymous. And after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous. I never expected this kind of exposure. This is in his apology video.
I'm so sorry. I do think people deserve their privacy, but I really fucking hate when celebrities get on the internet and complain about like not having privacy. And it's like, you are a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to come to your house and invade your privacy, but like, if you really want privacy, fucking delete your Instagram. Like, do not post everything you do. Like,
yeah. He also says, yes, I've done steroids, and yes, I'm on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician. God, I don't want to have to watch. Oh, he tried to spin it into like a PSA for men's mental health. At some point in his video.
Like a fucking like gender affirming care?
No, not even that. He was just talking about like I don't want to have to watch the full video. God, where the fuck is it? He said he also says something like oh yeah, he was like, I lied because people are killing themselves. I'm doing this for young men with mental health issues. That was his reason for using steroids, is because somewhere there's a young man killing himself.
I'm really trying to piece together the link there. There seems to be a few puzzle pieces missing.
Yeah, I don't think he has the full puzzle either.
I feel like what he's trying to say is like young men want an idol to look like physique wise.
I guess
because I wouldn't want to look like his face. But like to achieve this, I needed to do steroids, but they needed the promise of like an all natural remedy kind of thing.
Yeah,
but it's like,
so his whole apology video essentially boiled down to, I am rich, I was rich, I am doing steroids so that men have something to aspire to because they are killing themselves. And that was his entire like apology video for lying to everybody and saying he was completely natural and all he did was eat raw meat and work out. Yeah. So, expectedly, drops off the face of the fucking earth. Like, no one gives a fuck about him. He's still posting, like, videos and shit, but...
I was gonna say, cancel culture isn't real.
Yeah, he's nowhere near as prolific as he once was. And then he popped up on my TikTok again.
Oh, yeah.
3 days ago. For making terroristic threats to Joe Rogan, who is our apprentice that we've been secretly training to be a podcaster.
Yeah.
He looks quite deflated now. A picture of deflated Liver King right here. Yeah, like a balloon. He got arrested for making terroristic threats towards Joe Rogan. What did he say? Is there a quote in this from that? Oh yeah, he ends up like showing up to whatever city Joe Rogan's in, and he said, "We came here to pick a fight and we're gonna do it. I would love to man challenge you to a fucking fight. No one's going to die, but I hope we'll both get hurt." He claimed in another video that the Wi-Fi password in his hotel room was "fuck you, Joe Rogan." And he later joked that his beef was with the actor Seth Rogen. So he is just...
You want to know what's even funnier about him showing up to the city and getting a hotel room?
Huh.
Do you know where Joe Rogan lives?
In a hotel.
If I remember correctly, it is Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Of which apparently the Republic of Texas, quote unquote, Houston, or parentheses, Houston, is also in. Like, what do you mean he showed up? He just drove down the street? Like...
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand how it's terroristic threats.
I'm here in Austin for one word.
Oh, Austin. Maybe it was Austin. He lives in the triangle.
Joe Rogan's in Austin.
He lives in the triangle, the Dallas-Fort Worth, Austin, whatever the other city is. Houston. Triangle. I don't think that's terroristic threats. Because terrorism is inherently political. And I don't really see how this is political.
I mean,
maybe like making threatening statements.
You are Joe Rogan. You are a conservative podcaster. You are...
Joe Rogan's not conservative. Joe Rogan's just a grifter.
Joe Rogan...
He does whatever's going to make him more money, he's going to do.
Yeah, so he's conservative.
I guess.
You cannot grift to the left.
Oh, no, you can.
No, you can't.
Have you ever heard of Stacey Abrams?
You don't make money from left side politics.
Hillary Clinton's speaking fee is like $200,000.
Yes, she is also not a leftist.
She is on the left side of the spectrum. She's inherently not conservative.
Yes, but she is not a leftist.
Okay, so you're saying like a full-on leftist.
Yeah.
No, those people just cry online and lose elections.
Either way. Yeah, he was released from jail with a $20,000 bond and a restraining order to not talk to Joe Rogan or get within 200 yards of him. No. Okay, when the whole thing came out, Joe Rogan like actively mocked him, and then Liver King was like, "I have a family, man. Like, you're being a big bully to me, man." Like, so they've like never met, and Liver King is court ordered to undergo mental health evaluation.
This is like a modern day Hamilton.
Yeah,
like Aaron Burr and Hamilton, right? Yeah, it was Hamilton and Burr, I think. Never met, which they did, but
yeah,
for the sake of the story.
Thursday. So this was what?
4 days ago.
Okay, so the day before he got arrested, or the day after he got arrested?
You got arrested on your birthday.
I think so, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Bodhi
Michael
got
Jackson
reincarnated.
died. Liver King got arrested. What other? I think also the Supreme Court ruling for
Obergefell.
Decriminalizing gay marriage came out on my birthday too.
Yeah, Obergefell. And the very first and last presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
That was on my birthday?
Yes, it was.
That's crazy.
It's been a year. I saw that someone was like 1 year ago today, and I was like, "There's no way, bro. There's no fucking way." I literally have aged 40 years in the last year. Like,
yeah, that's insane that was only a year ago.
I can't keep doing it.
That's crazy, bro. Dude, I remember. I don't know what has been happening the past like what year are we in? 2025. The past like 5 years, but I remember, right? I remember where I was when it turned January 1st, 2020. I was at Josh's house New Year's party.
Yes, I remember that. I was there too,
yeah. I remember in my head, I was like...
I was getting yelled at by Josh's mom for not telling him, no, don't go to another party with your dad drunk. Like,
it was 2020. I was like, okay, this is the start of a new decade. How old was I? I was 22. I was like, this is going to be a great decade. I'm going to improve myself so much, going to further all of myself down what other path of life I choose. And I was like, it's going to be great. Lockdown. Donald Trump. Like, nuclear holocaust. Actual holocaust. But this time, the State of Israel is the one.
Well, that was in 2020. Well, it's been going on, but
yeah,
it ramped up in 2023.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, since then, since that New Year's party.
Well, yeah, I mean, 20 days later, Kobe dies.
Yeah, Kobe died.
Like, that was
Liver
really
King got exposed for doing steroids. So many bad things have happened to me. Yeah. So that's where we're at with the Liver King. He is supposed to undergo mental health treatment.
They should low-key put him in charge of something of the government. Since we're just doing stuff now, like...
Low-key...
The car's crashing. We should just let it crash. Like...
If the whole, like, email thing never got leaked about him using steroids, I could see him
I could see
in
RFK.
RFK spot right now.
No, not in RFK spot, but like RFK appointing him to do something.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Because like RFK, so Dr. Oz is now Secretary of Social Security or Social Services or some bullshit like that. He's in charge of Social Security. RFK is like letting him like advise on fucking like dietary shit, and Dr. Oz's thing is just don't be fat.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, cool, thank you. I have a McDonald's next to my house, and that's it. There's not a grocery store. I can't get food. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I could definitely see RFK being like, we're gonna make a fitness program and it's gonna be headed by the Liver King. What is it? What is the fucking the fitness standard test, the standardized test they make you do in PE?
The pacer test?
Yes.
The fitness gram pacer test.
Brother, this is the Liver King. We're gonna be doing the standardized pacer test today.
I don't know where Hulk Hogan comes from.
I imagine he says brother.
Yeah, I could see him do that. He says fuck like 37 times in his apology.
That's how all like roided up guys are. I could, God.
Yeah, that is the saga of the Liver King.
Did I tell you someone? I told you
a fucking
ice cream truck. Yeah, he'll drive by like 5 times.
Oh,
you can probably get one before you leave.
No, it's okay. Ice cream truck comes to work every Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Some guy at the gym the other day asked me if I was roided. He comes up to me. First off, my headphones are on, which pisses me the fuck off. Don't talk to me when my headphones are on, unless like someone is actively shooting up the place. Like I don't, and even then, like, just let me die. He comes up to me and he goes, "I have a question for you," and I was like, "Okay," and he goes, "Your body's insane. Are you natty or are you dosing?" And I was like, do I look like I'm on steroids? Like,
yeah, no offense to you. You were not big enough to look like you were on steroids.
I'm saying, like, maybe I had a good pump going on because it was a pull day, but like, that's just because I get good pumps. Like, that's all it is. But like, I don't, even when I'm super pumped up, I don't look disproportionate. Like, roided guys look so like disproportionate.
Yeah.
They look like Doritos.
They look like a skinny guy in like a muscle suit.
Yeah, and my calves are the same like size as like my ankle. Like I have good like distribution of my muscle.
Mm-hmm. I
don't look like disgusting. And I was like, no, I'm not taking steroids. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, he was like, I was just trying to see if like you could get that physique naturally. And I was like, brother, we're at a Planet Fitness. Like,
yeah.
If also, I was taking steroids, I would not be at a Planet Fitness. I would be at like the most
like a Gold's or something.
Yeah, I would go to somewhere where I can actually weightlift. Like,
that's so funny to fucking shoot up in the Planet Fitness locker room.
Meth, maybe. I don't know. Like, I hate people who do steroids. It's just so annoying. It's all they can like think about.
Yeah.
Wow.
What if you had to, like, because you know how people also do the thing where they like inject not steroids, but it's like some liquid into their muscles to inflate them. You don't know about that? Let me see if I can find what it's called.
Is it like breast implants but for men?
No, it's like an actual liquid.
Oh my god, speaking of breast implants, did you see the picture of Drake?
In your what?
Look up your thing. I'm going to look up my thing.
In your muscles to inflate them. What is it called? It was like there was this Russian guy that did it and he looked like reverse Popeye. Synthol, that's what it's called.
No, I've never heard of that.
Synthol.
Okay, you know those conservative accounts where they're like, look at this picture, what do you notice? And usually it's just like black people.
Yeah.
Look at this picture of Drake. What do you notice?
Let me see. He looks very, like, his obliques look very out there.
Do you notice how he has a 6-pack but no biceps, no chest, and no traps?
Oh, yeah.
Brother photoshopped on abs or got ab implants?
He's got the Joe Rogan lips going on, too. I wouldn't be surprised if he got ab implants, honestly. Because, like, this side right here with the 2 little, like, bums looks weird. And he looks, like, very, like... wide. Yeah,
but, like, look at his pack. Like, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
There's no way.
That's so weird. No, yeah, Synthol is what I'm talking about. You can... I'll, put up...
Everyone that likes and subscribes will get a dose of synthol from us.
Yeah.
We'll pay for it.
Yeah,
Right
just
out of our
Google
pocket.
just Google what synthol looks like, but
Ooh.
yeah. It's like a liquid you can inject in your muscles to inflate them. It does not
Does it go away?
increase.
So it's just for show.
Yeah, it's literally just for show.
Have you ever... Okay, so I used to follow this guy who... I don't want to say he's a conservative because he doesn't talk about politics, but I'm kind of getting weird vibes from him. He's like a young guy. He's like 22, and he was like, he did gym stuff on TikTok, and so I followed him because I was like, oh, you know, just in case see something I like. And then he was like, oh, I'm gonna start doing bodybuilding shows, and I like watched his like chronicle his first show, and he literally was like, I'm gonna kill myself. Like it started off, he was like, okay, steamed chicken and rice and broccoli, fine. And then like you can't eat seasonings because they have calories in them.
Yeah.
And so like it's like 2 days before the show, he was like, I'm gonna kill myself. Like he got to that point, and I was just like, why do people do this? Like,
the only person I think it's okay to use steroids, like they're fine. Sam Sulik. You ever see that guy? He's a big motherfucker. Like he is huge.
What's his name?
Sam Sulik.
What is he famous for?
Being big.
Okay.
Sam Sulik. Oops, I spelled it wrong. He used to be like a professional diver, and then he somehow got obsessed with working out, and now is like...
Okay, he doesn't... I mean, he looks gross, but he doesn't look like awful.
Yeah, he...
Average steroid user.
Very, average steroid user. He's... From his content and shit he posts, he's just like a nice guy, like an actual like genuine like kind of dude who just likes working out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know who Joey Swole is?
Oh, that name sounds so familiar.
He's like a bald guy who does like positivity in the gym.
Okay.
And his whole thing is like people will post videos of like, look at this idiot in the gym, and he like is like, hey, that's not okay. We got to make sure everyone feels welcome because like they can't change if you don't make them feel welcome.
Yeah.
You can't complain about people being fat because you're making them feel unwelcome at a gym. And he's pretty big. He's like a tall guy. He's bald. And I'm just like, he just has the face, and you're like, it's going to come out. Hard drive leaks. Or it's going to be steroid leaks. Or his ballot from the 2024 election is going to get leaked. Like something's got to come out. Something's got to give, because he's bald. Yeah. That's like the big key indicator. Not to harp on bald people, but Jeff Bezos did just get married, and he's also bald, and I hate him. Yeah. So one of the greatest Superman villains of all time is also bald. So Thanos is bald.
Yeah.
Hitler was bald after the bullet went through his head. Like, I mean,
they blow his hair off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Superman just fucking sucks because he has like every power ever, and then his arch nemesis is just a rich guy. Like,
there's a lesson there. There's a lesson.
Yeah, there is a lesson. Money is more powerful than anything you can imagine.
No, that's not the lesson.
What's the lesson?
Rich guys are bad.
Okay, yeah, I guess you can take that too.
Superman has aura. Lex Luthor does not.
Superman is a fucking dork.
No!
Out of all the superheroes, he's the dumbest one.
No!
He has every fucking power in the world.
No, he doesn't.
And what is one thing Superman cannot do?
Think critically like Batman?
He could, he's just not as good at it.
So it's not a power.
He can't do that though.
Superman
I'm saying what's one thing
Superman
he can't do? He can't be around this specific green rock that everybody has.
Or a red sun.
Or a red sun. Cool. Other than that, you just got this bald guy who beats you up every now and then.
He doesn't beat him up. He uses a kryptonite bullet to shoot him.
Either way, it's so dumb. Like,
that's not even... Well, I guess it is.
Superman does steroids.
Low key, I mean, the sun gives him powers. The red sun doesn't take... The red sun just takes away his powers. It doesn't make him weak. It just, like, makes him a person. Kryptonite actually, like, harms him.
You know what else is harmful?
Not liking and subscribing to the Learning Curve podcast on YouTube, which happens to be Learning Curve Pod. And then the Bluesky is learningcurvepod.bsky.social. And then the Instagram is also learncurvepod. And then Twitter is Learning Curve Pod. And then what am I missing? TikTok is Learning Curve Podcast. Off the top of my head, that's a swish.
Yeah,
fucking
that's
from the 3-point line.
first time you've ever done it without reading. Good job. Were you practicing?
No. Just on a roll.
Yeah, I don't know what any
Fucking-
of our social media shit is, so.
The man-made supplement water just gave me powers.
I love how that is so specifically crafted to look like a vitamin water, but it's just not.
I think it's literally called vitamin water.
It's called
Vitamin
Zero.
Sean's dad gets these, and that's why I like them.
Yeah, that is just 1-to-1 the vitamin water
It is.
branding.
It is. It's just a different label. Bodhi's
so
Twitch
funny.
is shrink3dink, and mine is chefcram_.
If you had a choice, synthol or steroids?
Testosterone.
That's your choice?
That's my choice.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.